Busted. Yeah, I busted bad. Hey guys, Budget Girl here, and I hope this isn't echoing because I am in the private room of the public library. The plan today was to bring my car to the mechanic shop next door, and while they were fixing it for a couple of hours, I'd sit here in the library and catch up on some vlogging. However, I woke up too late and the mechanic shop was all full, so I'm going to have to do that tomorrow morning before work because that's fun. So, I am here to give you my mid-month update, and I just got to tell you, yeah, I busted bad. Mostly because I had vacation last week. Basically, I hadn't taken any vacation days this year, and my work allows me 2 weeks of them, and so I was supposed to take vacation. So I decided to take a week off, and I went up to Jackson, and I went a couple other places that I can't really tell you about, but it was not for fun. It was something that I'll be able to tell you about in a couple of weeks. So I was on the road a lot, and I was eating out on the road a lot, and I was not paying attention to my budget. I really wasn't. It was one of those, I don't have air conditioner in my car. I had to drive 9 hours through 5 states in one day, and I was boiling. And don't worry, Rory wasn't with me. She was with my brother and his wife, and it was awful. I got so sunburnt on this side, and I'm still sunburnt on my thigh, and just from where the sun was shining in, and I never want to make that drive again. I had to make it back, of course, but I only hit 4 states that time because, well, one of the states was accidental. Really, really bad at directions and getting places. It's not good. Like, my family has stories where I've ended up, but I've never ended up in Oklahoma lost before. It was bad. Anyway, so I've vlogged the entire time, so you guys are going to get to see that just later. And I'll tell you everything that was going on. It just has to stay a little secret for just a little longer. Just bear with me, okay? Thanks. So, my budget. So I ate out a lot. I ate out on the road. I had a lot of gas expenses. And my car was acting up. Apparently I need new, basically it's like a cover thing for the top of my car so the oil doesn't leak out, so the oil's been leaking out. And they tightened it when I came into the mechanic shop like a week ago, and I tried to tell them I'm going to have to be driving over the next week like a lot. And they were like, no, just if it keeps leaking, come back in a little bit. It'll be fine. And of course it kept leaking. So I had to stop and get some oil, and I spent $30 on like a 5-gallon thing of oil, or a 5-pint, I don't know, big old thing of oil. I spilled it everywhere. I didn't have a funnel, so it was bad. Anyway, $30 on oil, and then when I got back from the trip, I spent $20 on an oil change, and tomorrow I'll be spending about $140 on getting a replacement cap, gauge, grass, pan thing. Is it obvious I don't know much about cars? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Anyway, but the best thing about that is that I don't really care. Like, the money's in my account to do that, and I gotta tell you, 3-4 years ago, a sudden $140, $150 expense would have just devastated me for like an entire month, because I didn't have any savings really, and it would have thrown everything off for a long time. Whereas now I'm like, oh, okay, just fix it. Just fix it. That's it. I can pay for it. It doesn't even have to touch my budget because I have that emergency fund there. So it's a wonderful freeing feeling because I can think about other things now when, before there was so much to think about money. Anyway, more on that in another video. But let's see, rent, tithes, insurances, everything like that were all normal. I have not, the only category, I busted my personal category, I busted my restaurant category, I busted gas too. The only category I haven't busted is grocery. And to tell you the truth, there are some, I used my debit card the entire week, and I did not go back to my motel room and reconcile my budget. I did that a while ago. So, and some of the charges are still pending, and I can't figure out what they're for. So there's about $50 worth of stuff that maybe gas, maybe restaurant, that I'm going to have to reconcile later when those come through, because I don't have all the receipts, and I don't want to screw something up. So, but so far I ate out a lot on the road. There wasn't really another option though. Like, it was so hot and I was boiling, I was sick, and I just wanted, food, or to get inside a Taco Bell or a McDonald's for a little while and try to cool off and drink a giant thing of water and grab something to eat to keep my energy up on the road. It was bad. I hate driving. I really, really hate driving. So, my restaurant budget is normally $40, and right now it is at $72.93, so I've almost doubled it. And I'm sure there's at least another $20 or so in there that's going to need to go. So, big bust. My personal spending, I forgot a pair of shoes that I needed, and so I had to stop by Payless and pick up a new pair. They were only $11, but still. And while I was on the road, I also picked up a pair of pajamas for $17 and a new bra that was on sale at Target for $12. So my personal spending budget, which is $60, is currently at $60.48. And like I said, I think there may be a couple of more little things in there that I haven't reconciled yet. So I busted that. And currently my gas was it $70? That's my budget, and $83, $87. That wasn't really anything I could do about that. Driving that much takes gas, so I'll take that out of my overflow gas fund, and that'll be fine. My groceries are currently at $96.67, and that leaves me $73 for the rest of the month, which is going to be fine. I think I'm going to try to use a bunch of stuff out of my freezer, and that does include I stopped at the Dollar Tree a couple of times instead of gas stations, just to pick up some snacks for the road. And the first night I was in, the place I was in after driving for 8 hours was there. I got there so late there wasn't anything open, and so I went to Walmart and I spent $11.50 on food. And I was thinking in my head, hey, go to Walmart, just buy a couple of things you can, make food in your motel room. But I forgot I didn't have any condiments. I didn't have a plate or a knife or a fork. And if I traveled more, which I never do, I'm sure I would know this, and I was already thinking of, if I ever get to a place where I need to travel a lot, I will make a motel kit with a plate and a bowl and a set of silverware and just some basic things like that, so I could go to Walmart and get some food and make it in my room from the microwave or something. I didn't buy, I could have bought just the Hungry Man dinners, but I didn't. I bought some freezer wings, and I ate those with some ranch, which I also bought, and it wasn't, and some fruit, but it was, it was hard. I was thinking, well, this would be an easy way to save money, and it wasn't, because I didn't have any supplies. So, all that was about $22 total, and I took that out of my grocery budget, both times I stopped at the Dollar Tree and the Walmart night. Now, there were, I didn't pay for lodging anywhere over the past week and a half, and I had several meals either made for me or I was treated to out. So it could have been worse, but I've still busted my budget big time. So, I don't see a lot of ways around that though. You can't exactly keep, I filled up with ice. I had big cups filled with ice. and I stopped at like gas stations, and some of them charged me like a quarter or 60 cents to fill up these big cups with ice, and some were free since I had my own cup, but that kind of kept me cool. This probably might not be something I should admit on the internet, but I'd tuck like a piece of ice into my braid tail, like my ponytail, and I'd like just drop some down my shirt and that kept me kind of cool because I was boiling, like it was torture. I never ever want to do that again. I never ever want to do that again. You know, 8-9 hours on the road, no air conditioning, so I had to have the window down, and I was still boiling. It was awful. I lost a lot of hair too, with the wind whipping in, even though it was tied back. It was not good. Not my favorite thing. But the trip was fruitful, I will tell you that. So, I'm over my budget, obviously. And it's kind of a good month to do that, and it's kind of a bad month to do that, because it's triple paycheck month. So I've already gotten 2 paychecks, and I'm getting a third one at the end of the month, and one of those the plan was to put that completely to debt. And that would be an entire paycheck, basically $800, that would go entirely to my debt. And it's looking like I'm going to have to take a little bit of that to deal with this overflow. But I am swearing on my formal Girl Scout self that I'm not going to eat out anymore this month. I'm not going to spend anything else this month, personal money. I'm going to, eat from the freezer and just make it so I don't make the bad situation any worse. And I know there are certain things that I probably could have done better. At the time, I did what I had to do. So, I'm not making excuses for myself. I definitely overspent, and I knew I was overspending at the time, but kind of had to, I feel like. Maybe I could have done a little better, but I didn't, and it's over, and I can't return any of that stuff, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. So at least I do definitely have that extra money coming in to cover this. It'll be a little bit less towards debt this month, but that's okay. There's one good thing, I did sell that purse I showed you guys, the leopard print bag that I showed you guys in the money stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly video, which I'll link below. I put it on eBay for $100. I paid $70. Stupid. I was broke and I bought a $70 high-end purse. Dumb. But I sold it for $100. So I've been paid for that. I've shipped it off. I also charged $13 shipping, and shipping came out to $11.30. So it'll be like $102 that I will get to put towards my debt this month, which will hopefully make up for the horribleness that I have overdone my budget. So yeah, and the car repair will come out of my car fund, because that is what it's there for. That's what I save for. Cars break, that's what it is. So that is my mid-month update. I didn't do nearly as well as my friends Chris and Jackie did, but I promise you I've got some really cool things upcoming, and you will see them all in due time. So, alright, that's my mid-month update. I'll see you guys later. Bye.